Hey, what's up everybody? This is Joshua Casper. I'm here with Plugin Boutique. Today we're taking a look at Softube's Drawmer S73 Master Compressor. This is a VST that's modeled on the classic Drawmer Multiband compressor that came out in 1973. And right off the bat, you might be saying, multiband compressor, I don't see any options to adjust anything having to do with bands here. And that's true. This plugin was designed for ease of use in mind. It's not meant to be overly complicated. It's meant to get things sounding really good, really quickly with minimal effort. Essentially, you have a few styles to choose from, which are gonna adjust how the different bands of the compressor are functioning. You have an air on-off switch, very simple, which is gonna make things a lot brighter really quickly. The amount that these styles are applied to the signal, and then you have your dry wet processing here if you're going to go parallel or full on 100%, and then there's an output limiter gain knob over here. To be honest, I'm really impressed with how this sounds. I usually like a little bit more hands-on, a little bit more customizability, so I was a bit skeptical coming into it. However, once I dropped it on the master channel, I was really blown away by the sound. So I think the best thing to do is to go ahead and show you its effect on a track. So here is the track that I'm gonna use. And what I'm gonna do is just go ahead and activate the S73 and let's see what happens. So right off the bat, it's already sounding better. What I'm gonna do is go ahead and run the track again and adjust some of these parameters to see if we can't get it sounding a little bit better and a little bit louder. So look at that. I've only had to really adjust two parameters, the amount and the gain output, and it's sounding really, really good. So the clarity style is actually adding a lot to the higher end of the spectrum by itself. So the air actually goes overboard, I think. It's a little bit too crispy. It's a little bit too piercing if I turn it on. However, what I'm gonna do is with this settings around 65% and an output gain of around 3 decibels, I'm gonna go ahead and cycle through these styles to hear their different effects on the track. Okay, so that's the basic overview of the different styles, or at least how they process this particular track. I would say that these clean styles here are good for the master bus or the master output, and these bass control and spatials might be good for groups inside of projects. So there really isn't a lot to talk about with this plugin besides showing you how it's affecting a particular track. I would suggest using these clean styles on the master bus or the master output, and then you only have to really focus on these two parameters here, the amount the style is applied and the gain of the limiter on the output, and then the on-off switch for the air If you're going to be using this plugin inside your project, obviously the bass control might be good on the bass group or bass channel, and the spatial control might be good on synths or maybe even percussion, something like that. However, like I said before, the plugin is meant to be straightforward and get you good results very quickly with minimal effort, and that's what I think it does. And I know I really appreciate the output of this device and how simple it is to use with great results. Anyway, that's a basic overview of the Drawmer S73. We'll see you next time.